Hello, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Just woke up, about to do some Final Fantasy for the server shut down for maintenance. And here we go. Ah, there you are, right at the last moment. Your journey with Omega was properly educational, I hope. We plan to ask you all about it and that mystery besides, but I'm afraid something urgent has come up. Seems some of our Ironworks associates has fouled up a job elsewhere, and Jesse needs Wedge and me to rush in and lend a hand. There's an airship waiting for us at the harbor, in fact. Do you think you could escort us over there and talk as we walk? Acceptable. I am fully capable of speech during ambulation. I figured you might be. Right. Let's get a move on then. So you cleared up all those points of confusion then? I had mistakenly classified your intelligible heart as an ability of some kind. An uncanny power that Omicrons can neither learn nor even measure. Even now, its full nature yet eludes my comprehension. Based upon our investigations, however, I have decided to alter my definition. A phenomenon which influences one's interpretation of reality. This is a case to answer as this is as close to an answer as I have found. Accordingly, Seer's actions upon meeting Medion strongly indicate the presence of a heart. Seer did not follow routine logic, but formulated an independent assessment based upon the reality it perceived. It felt that the best recourse was for the Omicrons was to cease their expansion and terminate all functions. We're here well, here's our ship. We need to be going. But first, I'll hold you to your bargain, Omega. It's time you told us what was in that transmission from the flight logs. Acknowledge, I will uphold the terms of our agreement. The recording salvaged from the Ragnarok was a simple one. The message is so basic, in fact, that the time spent listening to it may result in a net loss of value. Shall I continue? Now you're just teasing. Tell us the message already. Acknowledge, converting dialect coding to a local language. To whoever receives this message out there in the vast reaches of the cosmos, to someone, I hope who looks up at the stars with the same wistful gaze as mine. To you, I say, forge ahead. May all our tomorrows be blessed with joy. The message had no designated recipient. It lacks purpose. The concept of joy is overly abstract. The vocal supplication to manifest that joy is unrealistic in its optimism. Yet, based upon their expression, my assessment of the transmission's value conflicts with its apparent impact. And still, I fail to understand you, Seer. Your heart still confuses me. Was determination of everything the correct course? How did you arrive at this conclusion? It defies all my attempts at reasoning. But I was designed to evolve. If I continue to learn, the probability that I eventually comprehend the phenomenon is greater than zero. So I'll put the dilemma of your decision aside for now. And continue my existence upon this distant star. As I dwelled among these many life forms, so will I continue to piece together the complete shape of their mortal hearts. I must document their progress. Your contribution to my great education is appreciated, yo. Indeed, I have amassed a satisfying quantity of valuable data. Now that our negotiated business is complete, however, Alpha and I will return to traveling the world, drawing on our recent experience. I'm confident we can expand the radius of our ventures by a significant margin. We need not limit ourselves to Eorzea. I'm now familiar with Charlene and Razahan. I would also like to revisit the climes of Garlem. I neglected to instruct Biggs and Wedge to upgrade my climate shielding. I will reroute my request to Deputy President Jesse, engaging ambulation and parting salutations. Farewell, Yell. Alpha gives a vigorous shake and draws forth a scrap of paper from under his wing. It seems he wants you to have it. Perhaps this is his way of thanking you. Swiftly, Alpha. The road is long and we have barely begun our journey. Oh, you must be ill. Why, you look exactly as Professor Coldeen described. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm the professor's new assistant, you see. His stories of your foray into pandemonium have been an endless well of knowledge and entertainment. In fact, there's a small matter that has arisen with regard to the facility that he wishes to discuss with you. Thus, my seeking you out. He asks that you stop by Aporia at your earliest convenience. You, yo, are you ever a sight for sore eyes? I trust you've been well since we last spoke. Good, good. Now, as much as I'd like to reminisce, it will serve us both better if I cut out to the quick. I asked you here to discuss a matter concerning Erythonos, whom I'm sure you remember. I certainly do, for his memories reside in me still. Every so often, my mind's eye glimpses the grim spectacle of the final days, though there are also visions of a simpler time. In one, I saw a warder under siege by colleagues. They demanded to know why a tiny Anthronthros was running amok in the halls of Pandemonium. Upon hearing that the mammoth was created out of profound admiration, my past self gave only a refutable smile. Then Themis would have been a far superior choice of subject. Alas, I suppose you've never seen the man. An inadvertently revealing deflection, we believe, as Themis' duties as emissary kept him away from Pandemonium. Erythonos doubtless grew to miss his dear friend, and we know that what Themis looked like, so we thought, why not make a mammoth here and send it as a gift? We employed a local artisan to take care of the first step. The resulting work is masterful indeed. Ah, since you're the only one among us who can return to Pandemonium, might I ask you to deliver this to Erythonos? Thank you, Yo. I suspect that he will be overjoyed. As I've recalled more of his memories, I've noticed that Aristotle seldom expressed his own desires. Perhaps it was an unspoken rule in the society of ancients. Nonetheless, I would very much like to do something for him. A small kindness is the least we owe him. I imagine you can still reach Pandemonium from the Nexus in Elpis. Once there, the keywords will surely assist you in tracking him down. Wasn't expecting this. Our research into the heart of Sabak led us through many magnificent legends. Oh, I've read this before. Like way back when. Okay. Yeah. Are you return to us soon, Yo? So soon, Yo. Not as a miss, I hope. And this gift is for Erythenios, you say. A man such in demand of late. People expect great things from him now, greater than he's prepared for, by his estimation. Thus is he at this very moment studying the words of La Habrea. Under his father's tutelage, he hopes to gain further mastery over the creations here, that he might one day become Keyword himself. Although Master Librea's harsh methods have more than once driven him to the verge of surrender, his determination to prove himself always drags him back from the brink. He'll keep at it, I'm sure of it. You speak as if you've already seen it come to pass, though he would doubtless find that encouraging. I wonder if he would rather your reunion occur after he has come into his own. That said, I understand why you wish to be there when he sees your little Themis simulacrum. Would that I could witness his reaction myself. Keyword Hegemon. We received word from Erythlonos. He says he'll soon be returning. His message is well received, yes. I see in this tidy solution. When he arrives, can you tell him to attend me here? Say that there is something I would show him. I want you to choose a suitably dark place from which to eavesdrop on our conversation. When the moment is right, send them pop it this way. Thus shall we both be privy to his reaction, even as he remain undetected. While such subterfuge would usually fall outside my duties as keyword, rest assured I am happy to help. I see that Master Leabrea has not softened. You've done well to endure his methods. Sometimes I feel he's become even more difficult. Were I not recently made privy to his true nature, I would have abandoned hope within moments. Such is his way of nurturing your talents, I suppose. I know, he still aggravates me, but I have come to see that even our quarrels are a means to know him better, as a father and one of the 14 both. Ah, yes, I called you here because I had something to show you. Themis, why are you so small? Ah, another puppet, I see. But who managed to render such a striking likeness? They asked me not to divulge their identity. I can say only that they have your best interests at heart. How curious, and to think such a gift would arrive so soon after I met with the man himself. I happened to run into him at the words of Leabrea. It was my first time speaking with him in his capacity as Elidibus, but he was friendly as ever. He told me more of yet he told me of yet more beleaguered plants from the world of Hallmark, which had escaped and taken root in a region designated for logrift creations, making proper assessment quite impossible. Themis called upon uh, to judge whether to switch testing grounds for convenience or uproot the unwelcome creations. So soon after returning from Pandemonium, he said he finds such minor squabbles a welcome change. And of course, we spoke of Yo. Naturally, perhaps we can ask your admirer to make a likeness of her as well. As much as I would like that, I don't believe it would suit her. Unlike Themis and I, Yo isn't bound to her own small domain. I think she rather belongs to the entire star, to keep her or even an invitation confined here would feel wrong. Yo and Themis are both dear friends, and I need not tangible proof to be certain of our bond, though I admit that it will be nice to have a reminder of at least one of them around. I'm glad to hear it. Now, I believe you have duties to return to. If you wouldn't mind fetching those reports from Peripetia on the new creation sent from Elpis. Gladly, keyword Hegemon, and little Themis here will come with me. That turned out well, wouldn't you say? Erathonos has a new companion, and you were able to witness his joy at meeting him. Each and every warder here owes you a great debt. I hope that charming charade helped repay mine in some small way. I must attend to my own work, but I wish you all the best. Whether or not we meet again, fare thee well, yo. There you are, yo. Judging from the grin on your face, I trust the mammoth is safely in the Arathanios' hands. I knew we could count on you. May that doll provide him some small reprieve from the stresses of his station. Speaking of which, I know you had to pull yourself from your own adventures to take care of this little errand, so I don't intend to let you go unrewarded. That's why we commissioned two mammoths from the start. I dare say Themis will be delighted to travel a whole new era by your side. Okay. That's all the side quests I can do in Old Charlie in. Gonna pause real quick. And I'm back. Oh. You have an air of dangerous competence, and you are most certainly not Charlene. Yes, yes, you should do nicely. For what, you may ask? As the overseer of wildlife in the sector, I often find myself in need of new volunteers to help with the feeding. While I am perfectly content to perform the task myself, it would be unwise to allow carnivores to grow too accustomed to my scent, or that of any of my colleagues for that matter. Which is why I am pleased to encounter fresh meat like you, if you'll excuse the phrase so. What say you to a brief foray into the forest where you will be provided with suitable recompense, of course. Excuse me. Wonderful. Here, take these hunks of raw flesh and just set them down at these locations. Hurry back as soon as you're done. Look at you, all finished and with a distinct lack of bleeding and sobbing. This is why I prefer to employ mercenary types to feed our more aggressive specimens. Fortunately, I can't simply let the carnivores hunt down their own meals much of the time. But this is a closed habitat. If we don't intervene to fill bellies on occasion, the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey will all come crashing down. Thank you for helping to maintain that balance. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but might I ask a small favor? I just saw the cleaner I'd hired for a job, and he seemed awfully, well, jittery, I suppose is the word. And when I tried to ask him what the matter was, he met my eyes for a moment, then bolted out of the room. I should like to catalog the items he was meant to bring and get them safely stored, but I refuse to play this ridiculous game of Pearl and Mouse. Would you mind tracking him down for me? The last I saw him, he was dashing off towards past him and past through cryonics. Ah, gods and scholars don't sneak up on me like that. Can I help you? Ah, my employer sent you, did he? Well, he'll be pleased to know that I was able to purchase all his requested Far Eastern items of cultural significance. That pot there was one of them, but I was leery of simply handing it over. I think there's something alive inside. You tell me where this is. Yes. Yes? There, you heard that, didn't you? I knew it wasn't my imagination. You seem a well-traveled sort. What sort of creature might be dealing we be dealing with here? It's Namazu. Trust me. Oh, you know the Namazu, yes? Yes? I crawled into this comfy looking pot for a nice nap, and before I knew it, I was whisked away on an adventure. Well, now that I'm here, I might as well make the most of my misfortune, see the sights, try the food, that sort of thing. Convey my pot to the nearest inn, if you please. Seeing as our guest is so eager to stay, the least I can do is sponsor his visit and help fill out his paperwork. Meanwhile, I would appreciate it if you could explain the situation to my employer. This may be the oddest thing that's ever happened to me, but please be assured that I will take good care of our unwitting traveler. Did you catch up with the gleaner? What did he have to say for himself? Are you telling me that Namazu the are real? By the scholar, I thought the stories of such beings were just that, stories. And now we have the chance to speak with one in the flesh. We really must house this visitor here in the Archeon and record the conversations for posterity. Huh? Oh yes, you've been very helpful. Now if you don't mind, I have preparations to make. Three cheers for the return of relative peace and harmony. Now if you'll excuse me, much work remains to be done if our archives are ever to be considered complete. You look strong, sturdy, and, most importantly, idle, which is a wonderful coincidence as I'm in need of a spare pair of hands. Let me explain. I sent one of my younger colleagues off to the Estados Dolos to organize a shipment of ore, but after a second glance at the order sheet, I realized why it was taking him so blasted long. Seems the order was more than triple the size we usually handle. Something to do with all these large-scale operations, I suppose. And I can hardly expect that pup to shift it all on his lonesome. Come and pitch in with the hauling, and I'll make it worth your while. What say you? Good. Many hands make light work. Well, lighter at least. Let's go. Please tell me you're the help I was promised. Oh, thank the stars. My supervisor came past not a moment ago and just sculpted up half the ore himself. I swear he's part forest troll. But even so, I don't think I can manage the rest without doing myself an injury. Listen, if you take this crate, do you think you could carry that? If I take this crate, do you think you could carry that other load? Once you have it settled into a comfortable grip, I'll lead us to where we need to go. I see you're no stranger to hauling heavy things about. Come on, let's get moving before my arms fall off. You son of a bitch. Kill you. That ought to do it. Come back to the Archeon and I'll pay you what you're owed. Thanks, I can handle the rest from here. The worst of it is over. I'm glad you came along when you did. I can't be hauling ore all day, and my colleague is not exactly built for hard labor. The Estite Tholos is where we store our mineral deposits, you see, and it is our job to field and fill requests from our fellow researchers. But we're not equipped to process orders of that quantity, especially if the central circuit keeps spinning up requisition papers all the time, all at the same frenzied pace. We'll run out of stock before long, assuming our backs don't give out first. Anyway, you're not here to listen to me gripe. Take your wages and good work. You'll be alright, I just need to. Oh gods, what do I do? I asked the gleaner to bring me a likely Coblin specimen, but perhaps I was a tad too insistent on the likely part. The thing flung itself about with such force that it broke the wall of its enclosed encapture and escaped. For a moment, I considered chasing after it myself, then realized it would likely beat me soft. Academic frame into a bloody pulp. You, on the other hand, seem to possess a rather high degree of fortitude. The last I saw, it was skittering off towards Mornville Forest. Please track down this and subdue our frisky fugitive. Stuff it in this sturdy sack, then bring it back here to me. My humble gratitude will be yours, as well as a generous reward. Did you get it? Did you bag the goblin? Oh, praise the scholar. You see, I've been assigned to evaluate the dietary claims of a work entitled Goblin Cuisine, and I had been about to prepare my first dish. How will it taste? Is it even edible? You, my friend, have made it possible for me to answer such questions. Thank you for your contribution to culinary science. Upon delivery of my savage specimen, the gleaner calmly informed me that it had attempted to eat him several times during the process of capture and transport. The guild-ship's stoic men and women truly are the backbone of the Archeon's operations. Madame, if you could hold out your hand, I have something you really must eat. Please, I insist. Is that not just the juiciest, sweetest, most invigorating thing you've ever tasted? I just finished baking a batch, and judging by your somewhat wan complexion, I thought you could use a little treat. Oh, don't worry, I know exactly what I'm feeding you. Though I've settled here in this haven of archived cultured treasures, I was once a student of the nutritional sciences at the Facility of Medicine. The knowledge from that course certainly comes in useful when it comes to keeping my weary colleagues healthy and hale, although I do struggle to find the time to collect all the ingredients I need. In fact, I wonder if you'd be willing to help in that regard. I was about to head out and gather some things east of here, but if you could scour the area to the northwest for a couple of rotting logs, I'd be ever so grateful. Any luck with the logs? Yes, these should be riddled with the little darlings. Thank you, both from me and on behalf of my sure to be appreciative fellow activists. After all, no dish has more nutritional value than one made with beetle larvae. The apocalypse is averted and all that, yes. Now maybe I can spend some time gathering ingredients for my next culinary projects. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a good day or night. And I'll see you in the next one if I see you in the next one. Be easy.